This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
It's clear that the views expressed by our host are not considered the official stance of MBR views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Find us on the web at mbradio.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Join Terry with Tracer Rounds every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central to hear interviews with veteran artists, veteran business owners, and businesses that support veterans. Tune in to see if you're on target. Catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and MB Radio, giving veterans a voice.
Hi, welcome back to Tracer Rounds. I'm Terry, your host, and in studio tonight with me is Robin Hairston, and he is with the Blue Mountain Tribe Band, and I'm so excited for him to be here. You don't even know. I have been waiting for a whole week, just chomping at the bit. So welcome, Robin. I wanted to kind of talk about your military service because you are a veteran, and I know you have two different branches that you served in. So can you tell us a little bit about your service?
Yeah. First of all, Terry, I'd like to say I'm so excited about being here. And that opening I just seen gave me chills. That was fantastic. That was a fantastic thing. Well, I served 10 years in the Marine Corps, and I got out and I did 10 years in the National Guard. And I wanted to stay in, but the Marine Corps really kicked my butt and I needed a vacation. You know,
Right.
how tough the Marine Corps is. In the Marine Corps, I was 58 military police
Okay.
and cross-country chaser. And it was very interesting. So I did the 10 years in the Marine Corps because a cross-country chaser, I would I don't think they have them anymore. I would travel all over the United States from Quantico, Virginia. I was in Quantico, Virginia, and I'd travel all over the United States picking up prisoners, bringing them back on civilian aircraft, and bringing them back to Fort Leavenworth or Quantico to be processed. It was the most scariest thing that you could imagine because of all of these guys were in there for murder. They went to a civilian jail, and the military had to go pick them up out of civilian jails. Some of these guys were Vietnam vets that just lost it. And I would have to handcuff them and take them from whatever state I was in all the way back to Quantico, Virginia on buses and trains. And it was a very, very stressful job doing that cross-country chaser. So I got out of the Marine Corps, and then Desert Storm broke out, and I wanted to serve our country. So I was in the National Guard. I was in the reserves already. So I was in the National Guard, and I was field artillery. I was a 13 Bravo.
Okay.
They called us cannon cockers. If any artillery people are out there, 13 Bravo. And I cross-changed into an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver, because we had to transport all the 109 howitzers and all the ammo and the 5.48s. That's an ammo carrying vehicle. So, but what's really ludicrous is the 10 years that I spent in the National Guard, I spent more time being activated than being in the Marine Corps.
Wow.
I was activated to the 1991 earthquake, Northridge earthquake, and our unit was sent there. Then I was activated to the Rodney King riots. That was crazy. We were the first military unit to respond to that, and it was horrific. The streets were burning. The gangs were taking over. They put us on a bus. They gave us one bullet each. We said, "What
What?
the hell are you thinking? Do you think
Wow.
we're Bonnie Fife? We need some damn ammo," because there was gangbangers showing their weapons, hey, and everything else. So we demanded from our command that we be given more ammo. It was a joke. All my troops till this day laugh about it, that we should be sent in a combat zone. We were going into combat in our own city,
Literally, yes.
and they gave us one bullet. Well, after all hell broke loose and wives and families started finding out, it came through that they said, yeah, I don't know if they didn't trust the National Guard or what, but we felt like Barney Fife
Right.
with one bullet. So as it progressed through there, it was bad. We were shot at. There was gangs, and there was a bunch of gangbangers, about 15 of them, and we were ready. We were trained. We had our bayonets ready to go. We had our magazines with bullets in it. And they said, we're this. I'm not going to say the gang names, but everybody knows what gangs are in LA. We're going to kick your ass. And we had trained for this. And I said, on guard position. We all took our M16s or our bayonets, and we dipped the death march forward. And we were lined up against the whole street, and all these gangbangers were standing there pointing their guns, and we cleared out the whole city, and there was no cops to be found. The police, they were overwhelmed, the police department, and that's why they called in the National Guard, was because they needed the National Guard there with our training and our weapons and our communications and everything else. After that, I was I got sent to Katrina, Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. Terry, that was the most saddest thing that you could imagine.
Yeah.
Our mission was to pull people out of rivers, dead bodies, babies in rivers.
Wow.
I got more PTSD from being at Hurricane Katrina than anything else I ever did. Not only did we had to fight the bad guy, the people robbing the stores and everything else, we had to walk in wastewater where all of a sudden a body would pop up right there next to you. We were the first boots on the ground for Hurricane Katrina too. So, and when we got home, all our uniforms, all the wives and families, when they took our uniforms, they said the uniforms are literally moving with disease and fungus and maggots, our uniforms from what we've been in. And everybody got sick and everything else. So those are some pretty bad things.
Yeah,
But I survived,
definitely.
and I survived, and I'm proud of what I did to defend our country, not only on our own ground, on those activations. And that's what the National Guard did, was defend our country on our home turf.
Wow. That's I responded to a couple things in New Orleans too, but I didn't see anything like what you did. I mean, when I deployed there, I was part of the DoD response in FEMA. So we ordered all the equipment to come in, and we did that piece of it, but we never really put boots on the ground or anything like that. I mean, the people that we were sending in did, but we didn't. So I can only imagine.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your support, young lady.
Of course. So what would you say you learned from the military that you may not have learned somewhere else?
Camaraderie.
Right.
Camaraderie. Taking care of not just yourself, but other people. so many times. Every time I was activated for one of these situations, you had to take care of each other. It was imperative that you took care of each other. Not only just lining all my shoes up and shirts in the closet neatly now, but camaraderie was the biggest thing, and integrity. All our dogs are barking.
Yeah, I've got some barking too. I think Amazon is here.
So all the listeners, we got a house full of dogs.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Camaraderie is, something that you miss when you get on the other side of your service. I mean, you find it in other ways, and maybe you find it in your hobbies, or maybe you find it in organizations that you join. But I agree with you, is that camaraderie is a big part of military service of any kind, that that you feel that connection and that connectivity to something bigger than yourself.
Right on.
So I was going to ask you, you said, what were you in the National Guard? Because you said you were field artillery is what you said, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so I mean, National Guard does service homeland, but and I guess it does policing of sorts, and you can't really police because of posse comitatus, all that. But field artillery to fix bayonets is quite a difference in homeland response, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they needed bodies so bad. Even though I was a field artillery and we were trained in, shooting the guns and everything else, you're always an infantryman.
Right. That's true.
You're always from a cook to a truck driver to every MOS. You're an infantryman, and you have to learn those tactics on how to fight on the ground. So we needed to brush up a little bit. So before we went to actually Rodney King riots, we had about 3 weeks to do all our infantry, military police, hand-to-hand all that other type of training, infantry training, even though we are artillerymen.
Right. Wow. That had to be just something. I remember seeing it on TV, but that's the extent of what I know about it, other than what was shown on the news. So hearing your take on it really puts it into perspective, I think.
Oh yeah, really tragic thing, horrific.
Yeah.
And if you look back, people, if you've seen news articles on it or TV footage of it when it was happening, you could see how bad it was.
Yes, I can only imagine. So I think my computer is having a little bit of an issue, so I'm not sure if we're going to get to play anything yet. So let's just, and hopefully my computer recovers, but let's talk about your band, Blue Mountain Tribe. Can you tell me about how it got started? How long you've been doing it? Can you just walk us through some of that?
Yes. Well, my son and I, Caleb, we had started off a basic bar band, classic rock band, and we weren't happy with it. Something inside of us was longing for something better. Well, one night we were sitting in the front room and we were watching PBS, and they had a concert come on. We totally unexpected, and they had a Native American band come on called Exit. And these Native Americans rocked. They played all originals. They played music about Native Americans, history, suffering, what they've been through. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a poor, pitiful me thing. It was powerful. Stand up and fight. Be proud of who you are. And we listened to these guys, and they were phenomenal. The musicians were phenomenal. And we looked at each other and we said, we got to start a Native American band. And Cabe said, yeah, that would be great. So I had this vision that I wanted to start all Native American blues rock band. And we have the talent. I sing and play harmonica, and Caleb, as you know, is a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so I had to go out and search for other Native Americans that were musicians.
Hmm.
Terry, it was so difficult because in California, there is not, in especially our area, there's not very many Native Americans. And with that being said, musician Native Americans,
Yeah.
okay, it was so hard to find musicians that were Native Americans. Well, to make a long story short, we found Pat Mata. He's Chumash, he's our drummer, and he was playing for another band. And I say, hey, how would you like to come and join my band? I have this vision of us excelling in the music industry as all Native American blues, original blues rock band. And he said, okay, I'll give it a try. So I got Pat Mata. I brought in at least 25 other musicians to audition. And most of them said they were Native American. And let me tell you this, Native Americans never go by the color of your skin. Okay. It's a tradition, it's a belief, it's a history. And so somebody can come up to me and say, pure blonde hair, blue eyes, and say, I'm part this or part that. And we take them for what their word is. You know what I mean? A lot of Native Americans are washed up. All that has to flow from your mouth is, I'm this. And us finding out that you're researching your tribe, your people, you're following it. You have some knowledge on the tribe, your nation. And if you don't, why then you done messed up. So I would find all these people coming in and saying, hey, I'm a quarter of this or I'm half that. And I said, well, tell me a little bit about your nation. Well, I think, maybe we, and you know what? No, when a Native American does this, then that means stop it. It's ended. So I had a bunch of people, and I couldn't bring a Native American band out with phonies and people, because people will fact check you. They will find out if you're not Native American. Every one of our band members have been checked and everything. Everybody knows we're Native Americans. So I went through people that couldn't play. I went through people that lied about being Native American. And then I found Jeff Cooperhawk, our bass player, and he's Cherokee. And I got him to join the band. And then all of a sudden, we started getting together and writing music about peace, love, pain, suffering, love, and all these positive things. And the country just went crazy. We are known, Blue Mountain Tribe is known by the 500 nations. Every nation, when I say nation, that's tribe, we use nation.
Right. Yeah.
In the United States knows about Blue Mountain Tribe and what we stand for. They adore us and they love us on what we do. And it ain't about the money. We some broke Indians. Yeah, it's not about that. It's about getting our word out. So we've been together about 15 years now. We've done 2 albums. We're looking to do our 3rd album. Pray for Our Planet. If you're able to play that won Best Blues Video of the Year. Best Blues Video of the Year. And when blues radio stations see this, they say, man, we got to check this out. What do you mean Best Blues Video of the Year? So it's gotten so much attention. Still, it was put out 3 years ago. Still, we're getting views on that every day. It blows my mind for Pray for Our Planet. And then Sacred Flowers, that's up for numerous awards. And that's about the lost Native American indigenous women who came up missing. And so we really love Sacred Flowers. We've got it in a few film festivals, Native American Music Awards. We got that up there. So we're hoping that Sacred Flowers really kicks off like we want it to do.
Yeah, I love both songs, but when I played Sacred Flowers, I saw all the statistics that play before the video, and I was really shocked at the numbers that were listed there, as far as missing Indigenous females, girls, women. It really surprised me, and it really seems to be a real issue that just isn't talked about enough, I think.
Yeah. And Bonnie Mata, that's Pat Mata's wife, and Karen Altman, that's Michael's wife, they both wrote that in the back of a tour bus, girl.
Wow.
Yeah, on the back of a tour bus, and they
Pretty
sat.
good.
And I don't know how it ever came up. They started talking about Indigenous women, and one of them said, "Hey, let's write a song." They wrote the song in the back of a tour bus, and now look where it's gone.
Right. Yeah, no, that's amazing. So I think we're going to keep talking. I am going to try to hit a refresh on the screen and see if I can get it to play the video so that we can hear it, because I really want to play it. But in the meantime, I did want to ask you, I know you said your inspiration was from a band that you heard. Do you draw from anybody else? Because I kind of heard a little bit of other things that seem familiar to me. So were there other inspirations that you use, especially in the harmonica playing? Because I heard a little Blues Traveler and some people that really do really well on the harmonica like you do. And I love your singing as well. But I was just kind of curious if you kind of draw from any other bands.
Yeah, good question. Yeah. Okay, this is going to blow your mind, Terry. This is funny. I was brought up in the 60s. Yeah, I'm old. With Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and the Doors. That's what we all listened to. And I, for some reason, I was attracted to old Muddy Waters
Okay.
and Howlin' Wolf and all these old blues artists. And people said, "Robin, you're crazy, man. What do you like that stuff for?" And it just, I was just attracted to it. I'd rather listen to Muddy Waters than any of the other classic rock bands. And people always joked around about that with me. So I heard John Mayall. Here's your answer to your question.
Okay.
John Mayall was a harmonic. He just passed away last month. John Mayall, who's my idol, and I heard John Mayall play, and it was just incredible. So till this day, when other harmonica players hear me, they say, "Robin, I could hear some John Mayall in you." Of course, you dummy. That's who inspired me. you know. So it was John Mayall. But what really happened that changed my whole life on harmonica, you're going to love this story. Remember I told you I was a cross-country chaser in
Yes.
the Marine Corps, and I used to transport prisoners all over. Well, I picked up this prisoner, and we had to get through this alley to get to our Greyhound bus to get to the airport. This alley was known for, I think it's in New Jersey, for drug dealers, gangs. It was horrible. You can look down the alley at the opening and see people bouncing off the walls. I had to go through this. I couldn't go around the skyscrapers around the whole city because we would have missed our bus. So I had the prisoner handcuffed, and I said, "We got to go through this alley." He said, "Sergeant Hairston." No, I was a corporal then. He said, "Corporal Hairston, we're going to get killed." "No, I know about this alley. You can't take me, a handcuffed person, through that alley." I said, "I have no choice. We can't miss our bus. We'll be stranded for days." So we start walking through the alley. I got him handcuffed. And you could feel people grabbing at your ankles. "Help me. I need some drugs." And they're grabbing at your ankles, and people are coming at you and everything else. And I'm pushing. And I had a 45 on me. So I wasn't scared if somebody came up with a gun or a knife. But I knew I had to get through this whole alley and deal with all these people. Well, as we get halfway through the alley, Terry, I hear the sound of a harmonica. And it was the most beautiful harmonica sound you could imagine.
Oh, wow.
and it was coming from 10 feet from me in the darkness. And I walked up and I heard John Mayall, but I didn't know how to play the harmonica. I just liked the sound. And I walked up and I looked down, and there was a black man laying there. He had one eye, the other eye was infected, and he was laying there and he was playing the most beautiful harmonica you could imagine. He was making it cry. He was crying through this harmonica.
Yeah.
And I looked down, I said, my God, if he can play that good and be here, just think what I can do with that instrument.
Right.
So I heard him, and that inspired me. Here's where the creator came into be, is we got through the alley, and as soon as I got through the alley, guess was on the right-hand side building, a music store.
Oh, wow.
Walked in the music store right there. As soon as I got out of the alley, walked in, and I said, I want to buy a harmonica. And they said, what key do you want? I said, I don't know. I just want to buy a harmonica. They said, we'll give you a key of C, because that's what it starts with. So I said, cool. So I bought it. Terry, I literally drove everybody friggin' nuts on that bus. And I was trying to play it and learn it, and people were yelling and screaming at me, you suck. What are you doing? And I spent the whole trip, and that prisoner wanted to jump out the window.
Oh, no.
It was so horrible. But after years and years of practicing, I got better and better and better on it.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, you're really good, because I hear it in several of the different songs I was listening to over the weekend and just today. And, like I said, I'm really impressed with your music and then with your message too, because when I listened to a bunch of the different songs, I really got a visual of what you were singing about. Like, it really resonated with me, and I could really visualize the situation or put myself in that space and time. So I know that, some of your inspiration is evident by the song titles and the content, but where do you find your most inspiration for songs?
The creator. I don't want to sound religious or anything else like that. Some people don't believe in the creator. I'm not shoving that down their throat, but I'll go out in the backyard and I'll sit there and I'll just feel this inspiration, and it helps me write.
That's awesome. Well, a lot of your videos are outside in nature, and that seems like the perfect place to really kind of take everything in and kind of really be one with whatever you're doing, because there's no other distractions, I think. But I was going to ask you, what was the craziest thing you've done in your music career?
Ay. Oh God. Are you standing by?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I built a jail. I got 8 acres up in Tehachapi. And so I built a small makeshift jail with the old rustic, ghost town wood, and bars and everything else. And I put myself in there whenever we go on tour and I do something stupid. I've been known to do some pretty stupid things when we go on tour. So what happens is when I get back from tour, I'll go in there and out in the back and put myself in my jail for 2 hours or whatever for my own punishment for what I did. I'll tell you some of the stories. So can I tell you some of the stories?
Yes, please do.
Okay. We were playing a big concert and they had an open buffet, and some guy walks in and he goes, hello, I've come here to watch you guys play. I love your band. I said, thank you. I said, what's your name? My name is Muhammad. I said, oh, thank you, Muhammad. He goes, what is good here to eat at the buffet? I said, the pork chops over there are fantastic. He goes, I'm a Muslim, you son of a bee. We don't eat pork, you son of a bee. And he stormed off. And Caleb, my son, said, Dad, what were you thinking? It didn't even dawn. I didn't even think about it. What diets were and things like that. And Muslims hated pork. So I sent him over to the pork chops, and I was so embarrassed. Another time is we were playing in Sacramento. We're doing a big concert in Sacramento, and all the press was there. The mayor was there. The dignitaries from Sacramento were there, and they were filming us and everything else, making a special. And I said, "Oh, thank you very much, San Bernardino. San Bernardino." No, we're in Sacramento. "We love you, San Bernardino. We love you. Thanks for coming out, San Bernardino." Everybody that had anything to do with any prestige, the press just packed up their stuff and walked off.
Oh
And
no.
because we are playing in Sacramento, and I'm giving San Bernardino all these kudos, and we love the crowd, we love the press, and they're all from Sacramento. Then I'll tell you one more.
Okay.
Is we were playing at a concert, and it was really crowded, and this girl comes up to me in crutches, and I could only see her from the chest up, but I see that the crutches are there.
Yeah.
She says, "Hey, Rockin' Robin, love your band, baby, love your band." I said, "Thank you so much for coming, and take care of that leg." And I looked down, and she was missing her leg.
Oh no.
And Caleb said, "Dad," and she looked at me and gave me a dirty look. I said, "Take care of that leg." And I didn't know she had crutches. I didn't
Yeah.
know she was missing her leg, but I said, "Take care of that leg." It totally embarrassed me, and she just walked away. So those are some of the things I do. So when I get up to her, we're going on. We got a concert in 2 weeks, so I'm going to put myself in jail before we play, so I don't have to do it after.
Do you think you're going to do something you're going to regret?
Yeah. If the band, our management tells me, our band tells me, um, even the last one we did, the Mountain Festival, I did something again that I wasn't supposed to do.
Uh-oh.
Michael knows about that. Yeah. So I'm notorious. I'm the person.
Oh my goodness. So where are you going to be? Where's your concert in 2 weeks? Where can they find you?
We got Kern County Fair,
Okay.
and that's going to be in Kern County, Bakersfield, and the Kern County Blues Festival in September. We're headlining that.
Nice.
We're on the main stage, and we're going to be headlining that big event. Kern River, yeah, Kern River Blues Festival. Yeah, we'll be headlining main stage. A lot of people going to be there, and we're so honored that not only are on the main stage, but we're headlining the event. Really good show.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I was going to ask you, how many songs do you think you've written?
I've written, oh my God, I've written the majority of them. Pat's written a few, Caleb's written a few, but I would say we got at least 12 of our songs.
How many?
Maybe around 15.
15. Wow. So do you usually, well, you said that you take, well, that part of the band writes at times and then you write at times. Do you have like a brainstorming session where the whole band writes together, or is it mostly just like independent songwriting?
That's a good question. We've been told that we have to spend more time brainstorming, like you said, to go in and just start jamming and writing stuff. Each individual has taken upon himself to write the songs. I have, Caleb has, Cooper Hawk has, and Pat has, and but now we've been told, and other people think it's a good idea to just go in there and start just jamming and write. Hey, let's add this word or that word, and writing the songs all together instead of individually.
Yeah. Well, like I said, your songs are very creative, and they put you in a time and place where you really visualize what's going on. Like "Oh Great Warrior" and trying to think, like the Harley, I can't remember the title right off the top of my head, but taking the Harley out.
You've been doing your homework, Terry.
I have.
That's incredible. You've been doing Get on Your Harley and Ride was an old one that was off our first album. But for you to be able to find that, and we wrote that for all the bikers out there, you know that.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's great. I found on YouTube a mix of all your songs, and so I had them all auto playing. And so I found a lot of really interesting, and, you know, like I said, they put you in a time and place. And I was like, oh, like, I wonder what the inspiration was at the time when you wrote that one. You know, it's kind of surreal, I think, kind of thinking back about how the song is developed and then how you hear it today. And you think about the time and place where it was written, and, you know, you just kind of feel like you're part of that.
Yeah. And back in the 60s, I was brought up by bikers. I lived in Tahunga, and they used to park their Harleys in the front room and do their thing, their party and stuff like that. So I always had a love and inspiration for bikers. So if we have any biker listeners out there, check out Get on Your Harley and Ride. Yeah, I think you'll think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So I'm still stuck here on this screen. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to like refresh the screen so we can play a song or not. So it's just not moving for me, but I'm going to try to take a quick break, and I'm going to take us down off the screen if I can, and then try to refresh the screen, and then we can come back and we can hopefully play a song and kind of wrap up our conversation. So let me see if I can do this real quick, and then we'll be right back. So hang on, listeners.
Okay, peace. Can I get a cigarette? Dude, Michael. Shaking like a leaf.
Okay, I think we're back, and I think we can play a song. So I think we're going to play "Pray for Our Planet" by Blue Mountain Tribe. So hang on.
All right.
The land is sacred. These words are at the core of your being. The land is our mother. The rivers our blood. Take our land away and we die. That is, the Indian in us dies. Mary Bravebird, Lakota.
Pray for our planet. Something's going wrong. Pray for our planet. Something's going wrong. Coal mines compromise the drip in the skin. The killing of the nature is a terrible sin. Pray for our planet. Something's going wrong. Plagues and disease, violence everywhere. They're killing Mother Nature and nobody cares. Anger and hatred, all they want to do is fight. I pray to the Father in this sacred side.
It's gonna be all right.
Get some tobacco. Grab your safe. Paint your pony. Paint your face. Raise your feather at a sacred place. Mother Earth is dying. It's a damn disgrace. Plagues and disease, violence everywhere. They're killing Mother Nature and nobody cares. Anger and hate, all they want to do is fight. I'm praying to the Father on this sacred side.
It's gonna be all right.
hatred and no more lies. Your skin color, race, religion, other people's opinion will not divide us. Will not divide us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hi, welcome back to Tracer Rounds. I hope you guys are still with us. Sorry for the technical issues, but you just heard Pray for Our Planet. And I have to tell you, like, that just, if it doesn't move you, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
I hope the audience likes it.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. I just love the whole thought behind it. It's like it's uniting everybody. It's like it's inclusive of all. It's not like, you know, it's this group, that group. It's all of us. All of us are part of the solution, and all of us need to be one in order to do that, because we can't do that alone. I mean, it's going to take all of us, I think.
Right. Such good words. Well, yeah. And people say they can't sit still when that song comes on. You know, they're either bobbing a leg or dancing, or you just can't sit there. Some parts of your body are moving.
Right.
So it's a great honor when people say that.
So I was going to ask you, like, how much energy does it take to do a whole performance? Because it looks like it'd be really exhausting.
Oh my God, Terry, it kicks our butt. It is very, very, very exhausting. When I'm done performing, I put so much energy in it. I don't go to after-hour parties. You know, there's always people, oh, come on, after-hour party, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I go straight home. I don't want to deal with it. Everybody else goes and does the thing with the band or whatever after-hour parties. I go straight home, and I have to really unwind. It's such a big high to do that, and you're coming down. Like somebody that's on cocaine or drugs, they do it, and then they're on this high, and then it wears out, and they have no more cocaine, and then they just veg. So yeah, I'm a vegetable after a concert.
I can only imagine, because there's so much adrenaline that's going through you, and it keeps you moving and pumping through the whole performance. But then when you get to the end of it, it's like, whew, that's over. Now I can, like you said, crash and just melt for a minute.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but my doctor said I'm obese. I have to lose weight. My weight doesn't help bouncing around with carrying around 250 pounds, jumping around like that. So that's something I got to work on.
Well, I don't know how you could with a performance like that. I mean, it seems like you'd just be as thin as a rail, because takes so much energy to do that.
Very much so. Very much so.
I was wanting to hurry and play Sacred Flowers before we get off the air, because since we were kind of delayed and we had to keep talking, I do want to get this in, because I do want people to see the statistics about Native American women that are missing or murdered. And so I really do want to play that too. So we're going to go to the Sacred Flowers by Blue Mountain Tribe, and you're going to hear that, and then we'll be right back. Here we go.
All right.
Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Where have you gone? Who took them from us? Who stole them from us? Sacred flowers. Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Blooming life on the res, bringing light to our lives. You are missing your mist. Sacred flowers.
Welcome back to Trace Arounds podcast. And in the studio, still with me, is Robin Hairston, and he is with Blue Mountain Tribe. And we just heard Sacred Flowers, one of their songs that's won numerous awards. So I have to tell you, like, every time I see that, I just like, it brings definite emotion because it's so poignant. Like just seeing the still water and seeing the canoe and seeing the rowing in unison, and then seeing the photos of all the different lost family members. It's just, like it gut checks you, I think. If it doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't. Right.
Yet, Terry, there isn't one Native American family that we've contacted or seen this that cried through the whole thing.
Right.
Even if they didn't have missing children, they could show compassion and for the people that did lose their children, their women.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, with more education and more awareness, maybe this number changes. It's like, veterans, they say 22 a day. Well, it seems like there's way too many Native American and Alaskan women being murdered or missing, and that number needs to change too. So we need to bring awareness to that as well.
And that's the whole part of this video in this song is we hope people can see this, the pain and suffering, not just natives, but other people too, and say, hell no, we're not taking it no more. Let's do something with the law enforcement. Let's do this. And so we just have to get this video out in the world, not just to Native Americans, but to everybody, to help fight our cause to save Indigenous missing women.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So we've got about 8 minutes left. Is there anything else you want to talk about that we forgot or we didn't get to?
No, the song "Pray for Our Planet," that was Chief Orville Looking Horse is the most highly respected chief in the whole country. Every Native American knows about Chief Orville Looking Horse. During the COVID pandemic, and the riots in the streets. The world was just turning into a horrible place with all the disease and the fighting and the wars and the anarchy. So Chief Arvil Looking Horse knew about Blue Mountain Tribe because we were Native American winners at the Vietnamese Native American Music Awards, and he always listens to all the winners, and he fell in love with us. So he sent me a memo saying, "Dear Robin, is there any way that you can write a song about what's going on in our planet? We need to pray for. We need to pray for our planet. We need healing." And so that's what inspired me, Chief Arvil Looking Horse, and what was going on. I forget who got who the black individual got shot, but during that time, and all the riots broke out all over the country, and cities burning and everything else. So that was happening. COVID was happening. Wars were starting to break out overseas. So just the whole planet was not looking good.
Yeah.
So usually it takes a songwriter hours and hours or days or weeks to write a song. I wrote the whole thing in 1 hour.
Did you really?
I got my sage. I saged myself. I got my drum. Boom, boom, boom. I started going, yah, hey, yah, hey, yah, hey, and singing. And all of a sudden, all the words came to me in 1 hour. I had it written. I ran into Caleb. Caleb, play this part. Caleb, no, Dad, don't tell me how to play it. I'm your guitar player. I'll play it the way I want. So Caleb wrote the melody for it. I'm glad he did, because he made it a rocker. He added in all of his rocking versions.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. I mean, that all the different components to that song, and you wrote that in an hour. I just can't even imagine.
Yeah. And one more thing. I'm not putting him on the spot, but I got our producer. I just want him to tell me anything that I'm forgetting. Is there anything I should say to our audience?
You're fine. I don't know. Everything's local here. That's kind of cool. Everything's we're all in touch.
We're all in touch. We're all close. We're all local. But listen to this, Terry, in the audience. I was more nervous with my producer, Michael Altman, standing here than dealing with you and pre-production.
He's a taskmaster, is he?
I'm ready for NBC. I'm ready for CBS. I'm ready for Oprah. I'm ready for all the major talk shows now.
There you go. Sign him up. Hit him up. BlueMountainTribe.com.
There you go.
Yeah, I encourage the audience to go and check out your videos, check out the mixes on YouTube and on your website, and download some and get some merchandise. I ordered me a shirt. I can't wait to get it, because I'm gonna rep the brand, because I'm excited for it. So I'm really excited to. Hopefully you come to this part of the country, because I'm in Texas and he's in California. So maybe we can meet in the middle. And maybe when you go back to Arizona or something, I can make it that way. Because you performed in a big tribal event out there, right?
Yeah. Gathering of Nations. But
yes.
We'll keep you informed. But two other things. I would love for you to tell your audience to follow Blue Mountain Tribe on Facebook.
Yes, do.
And also on Facebook, we have a GoFundMe zone. GoFundMe for the band, because we have to do our next album, and it's very, very expensive to do. And the band is going to try to put in as much money as possible, but we some broke Indians. and so if anybody wants to help, go to Facebook and go to our GoFundMe page and put in whatever you want, $1, $5, $10, $10,000. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, so that would be super cool. So I just want to close with that. Follow us on Facebook also. On Facebook is our GoFundMe. And you can learn a lot from our Facebook page also.
Yep, and the website. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? I was going to ask you one more thing. What was it? You said your third album was dropping. How many songs are going to be on that third album?
It's going to be 10.
10, okay.
10 songs, yeah.
And did you write all of them, or is it a mixture of
Well,
writers?
It's a mixture of all original, all mixtures, and it's a crossover, Terry. Our last album was mostly blues, if you notice. We're going rock. We're going a little bit more rock and rollish on this next album. Because people from the music industry are saying, hey, you guys are ready to cross over.
Yeah.
Just like in the movie Selena, remember she was singing all the Spanish songs and
Yes.
they said, hey, it's time for you to cross over.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go rock and roll. So don't be surprised if you hear some rock on our next album.
I will be listening, I promise you. Well, we're going to have to go, but I wanted to thank Robin for being here in the studio with me tonight. And I want to thank our MBR listeners, and I want to thank MBR for giving veterans a voice. We gave our veteran here a voice tonight, and we look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you, Robin.
We salute our veterans.
All right, Teresa Rounds out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.